Welcome back to the WellBeing series, strategies to nourish the health of your mind, body, and spirit to feel truly well, energized, motivated, living with purpose, vibrant, and happy. Again, I'm Tanya Mark, mind, body, nutrition, dynamic eating, psychology, and wellness coach. In today's second lesson on food, we're going to discuss the optimal state of eating, digestion, metabolism. So be sure to grab your journal and pen to take notes on the key points, personal ahas, areas where you need to practice. Let's jump in. As discussed in lesson 1, there are key components to having a healthy relationship with food, one of which is relaxation. In this lesson, we're going to discuss the metabolic power of relaxation. Let's pause for a moment to define metabolism. Metabolism is the sum total of all the chemical reactions in the body plus the sum total of all your thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and experiences. So while about half of your metabolism is affected by what you eat and how you move, the other half is influenced by you, the unique person you're bringing to the plate, your thoughts, your feelings, your beliefs, and your experiences. It's a fact that most of the planet is unaware of when it comes to optimizing your overall metabolic fire. So let's say you describe your metabolism as slow, and you're feeling stressed, anxious, down in the dumps. And then the phone rings with great news and you're elated. Your metabolism can shift that quickly. Now you're feeling excited, high vibe, full of energy, and relaxed. Consider this food story. On vacation, we step away from the stressors of life, and as a result, we often metabolize food best because we are finally relaxed. Unless, of course, you're on vacation and you're worried and stressed about the food and drinks. This was a huge aha for me, especially when I was in the very restrictive state of avoiding gluten, dairy, sugar, caffeine during nutrition school. I always thought good nutrition was only about what to eat. I was missing a critical piece of strong metabolism, bringing relaxation to the plate. So key point, no matter what you eat, whether it's kale, a kale smoothie, or nachos, in order to receive the most nourishment from our food, how we eat, the state we are under matters. We must be eating under the state of relaxation for the most part. Let me repeat, in order to reap the full nutritional benefits of your food, the ideal state to eat under is relaxation. So write that down. So let's talk about how our central nervous system can affect our nutritional health. Part of our central nervous system, the autonomic system, which has the greatest influence on gastrointestinal function, has two divisions. It consists of the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous systems. The primary function of the sympathetic system, the stress response, is to stimulate fight or flight response, a reaction that happens in response to a real or perceived harmful event, an attack or threat to survival. Note the word perceived. The stress response can be initiated purely by your thoughts. It's a survival mechanism. It's a protective mechanism. It's natural. But the problem is our current culture, it's often stuck in the on position from everyday stressors. The parasympathetic system, on the other hand, is critical to maintaining healthy digestion. Key point. It's super important to understand that stress has a huge impact on your nutritional health. It impacts your digestion and your metabolism. When the parasympathetic nervous system is active, digestion is on. The stress response is off, and you're bringing relaxation to the plate. When the sympathetic nervous system is active, digestion is off. The body is in fight or flight mode. Let's first talk about digestion, which is inhibited when stress under stress and is enhanced by relaxation. Ever notice when you've been eaten under, not feeling relaxed, anxious, worried, sad, that your food just feels like it's sitting in your stomach? Well, it is. And depending on the degree of stress, it can take anywhere from a few minutes to several hours to kick back to normal digestive functioning. There's an epidemic of digestive issues these days: gas, bloating, constipation, diarrhea, food intolerances, and all of this is linked to gut health. In traditional nutrition, we tend to focus only on what foods you're eating and typically have you remove them from your diet, which may be necessary if your gut is already compromised. But we may be missing another critical piece: that stress response is causing an epidemic of digestive challenges by damaging your microbiome. And when your gut health is compromised, your immune health becomes compromised because your gut wall houses 70% of the cells that make up your immune system. So even if you're eating the healthiest food in the world, you still might be struggling with your digestion because you're bringing stress to your plate. You might be dealing with a stressful job, coworker, parenting, relationship challenges, and so much more. The good news is that you can rebuild your microbiome health through bringing relaxation to the plate and taking steps to address your individual stressors. So let's pause and self-reflect. Self-reflection question 1. Notice the quality of your digestion. Have you ever experienced heartburn or cramping, gas, digestive pains, belching, bloating, loose or constipated stools? Consider the state you were eating under, relaxed or stressed. Next, let's discuss how your metabolism is affected by the state you're eating under, how the body decides whether to use the food you've consumed to burn fat and build muscle or store fat and inhibit muscle building. Well, let's remember that the stress response is designed to protect your body. So under stress, while initially calorie burning may be increased, under prolonged chronic stress, it diminishes because it wants to protect your precious resources by holding on to the calories you've ingested, store fat for future use, and it isn't going to promote muscle growth at a time when survival is priority. Many clients come to me feeling like they're struggling with a slow metabolism and want a meal plan or an eating challenge, but this approach doesn't solve the root challenge. The better solution and the question to ask is, why is the body wanting to reduce calorie burning, store fat to protect your body? Key point: the optimal state for calorie burning, fat burning, muscle building is the parasympathetic nervous response, the relaxation response. Let's pause and reflect. Self-reflection question 2. Do you feel you have a fast or slow metabolism? If you feel like it's slow, either chronically or maybe looking back throughout your lifetime, consider why. Why might your body want to protect you by holding on to your energy resources from food? And lastly, being under the relaxation response is the optimal state to assimilate and absorb the nutrients from food. So this means that you might be eating, again, the healthiest foods in the world, but if you're doing it under the stress response, you're not getting the full benefit of the nutritional value of that food. Under the stress response, blood flow to the small intestine is decreased as much as 4-fold. And let's be aware that not only does stress affect your nutritional health, digestion, and metabolism, there's a long list of biochemical burdens of stress on the body, such as increases cortisol, gut flora population decreases, gastric emptying time might speed up or slow down, insulin resistance, an increase in inflammation, and so much more. Let's pause for the final self-reflection. Self-reflection question 3. consider how stress is currently impacting your mind, body, spirit health, or has impacted you in the past. Are you bringing stress to the plate? So as we wrap up, I want to offer you one simple tool to bring to the plate if you're feeling stressed. It's a breathing technique to de-stress your body before eating. It takes less than a minute to de-stress your body, turn off the sympathetic nervous response and turn on the parasympathetic response, relaxation, critical to optimally digesting and metabolizing a meal. It's an inhale 3 count through the nose and an exhale 6 through the mouth. It's so simple, but just because it's so simple doesn't mean we will make it common practice. Practice this breathing technique before each meal. Try it for a week. Set a timer and alarm at meal times to check in. 1, are you bringing relaxation or stress to the plate? 2, if you're feeling stressed, release it through this simple breath practice. I want to leave you with a quote from Mark David. He's the founder of the Institute for the Psychology of Eating, and here it is. The inescapable truth is that we can only achieve and sustain optimal metabolism when we eat, move, and live under an optimum emotional state. Our frame of mind directly impacts metabolism to such a degree that what we think and feel profoundly influences how we digest a meal. Let's understand that we've been giving all the power to food itself and missing other critical ingredients of nutrition that impact our metabolism. So congrats for staying and watching, learning, self-reflecting on the metabolic power of relaxation. Please email me your responses to the 3 self-reflection questions. And again, your 3 words describing how you want to feel today and every day. What wellness feels like to you. Be sure to set up reminders at mealtimes to check in with yourself and practice this simple breathing technique. Up next, we're going to discuss the importance of how you're eating and why it matters, taking it to the next level. Until then, make today a